itself. The youth, you see, Brother Wael Ibrahim addressed the matter of movies. Do you agree? He spoke about what people are watching. We cannot deny we are living in an age of social media. I cannot tell you do not be on social media, but I want to start off by congratulating all those who are creating beneficial content. We need you. We need you. If you are creating beneficial content that is helping someone, I've seen so much content. People are telling others how to earn money, how to do business, how to earn the pleasure of Allah, something religious, something to do with empowering others. Wallahi, I congratulate you. You are the hidden gems who are on social media using it for the right reasons. So we can never say that we condemn social media in totality, because not to be on it is missing out on your generation. That's what it is. But to be disciplined and to know how to use it and what you want to use it for is what we are trying to remind you to do. For example, there are some. I remember a sister who told me, I lost my job because of my hijab. Now, you and I know, hijab, for a lot of those who are Muslim, it's a struggle at times, especially in an environment in the Western world sometimes where perhaps, as much as they may say freedom, freedom, there are perhaps more freedoms in our nations than some other nations where they claim it, but they will fire you from your job for just wearing a piece of cloth on your head. I want to shout out to those sisters, congratulations to you for standing up for what you are. Just like it is a sacrifice to stand up for who you are, in whatever way it may be. I love the way I look, and I want to tell you, liberation, true independence, is to love yourself how your Maker made you, with your hair, with your complexion, with your height, with your size, with everything that you have come with as a package. Learn to look in the mirror and say, I love myself the way my Lord made me. That is the day you have been released and you are independent. For as long as you are enslaved by wanting to look like someone whom you are not, you are not going to go very far in life. Learn to love yourself. This is me. Those who love me for who I am, I love you back. Those who don't, I used to say fly a kite. I've run out of kites. Don't fly anything. You can go to hell. How can you dislike a person that the Lord who made you has made? Brother, I love you how you are. I will not maltreat you based on what you look like and what you've chosen. I, for one, do not judge anyone who appears in front of me, no matter how they appear, because I want there to be hope. This is a person, they are being themselves. Am I being myself? Why should I swear them, insult them, and belittle them? If I need to guide them, because perhaps, maybe, I might want to tell them there is a better way that I believe that you can dress. It can happen sometimes. We have our children, young children are telling their parents, who gives you the right to tell me how I should dress? Now they come to me as a counselor and say, you are going around telling people to be themselves. Here is my daughter. She doesn't want to wear anything, anything. And she is telling me, Sheikh Mufti said that, you know what? I said, wait, hang on. You are a parent. You have been given a position by God Almighty. He says He has created those children through you. He chose you. None of us here chose our parents, but Allah chose them. In fact, I want to say one other thing, very interesting. None of us are on earth because we asked to be on earth. Is anyone from amongst you here because you said you want to be here on earth? No. You were brought here by force. Am I right? In the same way you are going to go back by what? By force. Whether you like it or not, you have to go back. So who brought you? Someone. Who's going to take you back? The same someone. Who is He? The Creator. He chose a path addictions. One of my colleagues, Brother Wael Ibrahim, spoke about addictions. What is he talking about? Losing yourself. Sometimes losing yourself. You lose focus from reality, and you've now focused on something that is not real. When it gets to a point where you have unplugged from reality, then you are heading in a direction perhaps that is destructive. So if you are using social media to lead people astray, my brother, my sister, you need help. Even if you're making money out of it, that money will not be blessed, because you are using the platforms that the Almighty has given you to lead people astray. Today we are struggling because we are living in an age of immorality. And when we say, what is immoral? Guess what? The answer of it is changing every year. There are things that were not acceptable last year that are becoming acceptable this year. And there are things that are not acceptable today. After a year or two, they will be more acceptable. And there are things that were considered totally taboo in the past. Today, it's considered recommended, astaghfirullah. And sometimes there are things, for example, let me give you one quick example, can I? In fact, there are a few things that have just come to my mind. Look, I tell you. My mother, my grandmother, I can never imagine them in a top and a crowd. Never. I'm not saying it's wrong to wear a top and a trousers, but it's how you wear it that would show the world that this is a different generation altogether, right? When they wore clothing, no one told them anything. But what was a norm there, and what was considered taboo, what was considered wrong became considered as okay in the next generation. The problem is that when we move from here to the next one, what's going to happen? Wallahi, I was in a country a few days ago, without mentioning it because what I'm about to say is not so nice. A very advanced first world country, and there was a lady walking totally naked. Totally. And you know what? I didn't notice her, but the driver told me, he just said, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And I thought he was about to bump someone, but I didn't get the brake. And I said, what happened? He said there was an absolutely naked woman walking across. I said, you know, maybe she's not well in her mind. He said, no, they have a right to walk like this. Now they just come out and they just walk, you know. So I remember the story. The story of Astaghfirullah. Would you like to hear it? They say there was a man, and it's a true story. He visited a country where there is a beach. Now you know the beach is a problem because why? In some places they have a nude beach. You just remove everything and do whatever you need. Look, with all due respect, we as believers, we have a dress code. I'll be honest with you, we as believers, we have a dress code, we are proud of it, we stick to it. We actually have paid a price for having stuck to our own dress code. We are believers. As much as we will not impose our faith on someone else, but we have a right amongst in our circles to discuss the matter and to be able to encourage our children and everyone else to live on that level of morality. So anyway, this visitor came from a Muslim country, and he is never used to seeing nudity of that nature. So what happened is, every time his eyes fell on something he was not supposed to see, what did he do? What did he do? What he's supposed to do? Lower his gaze. So he said, Astaghfirullah, and he looks down. Right? So the driver was quite surprised. Pleasant surprise. Astaghfirullah, he looks down. So the next day, the driver was with him, same thing happened. He said Astaghfirullah about 10 times. Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah. And then the driver noticed it started getting on the driver's tongue. So what happened is on the third day, the driver saw something and he said, Astaghfirullah. This brother says, wait. So, which means he started becoming accustomed to now looking. You lower your gaze once, you lower your gaze twice, you lower your gaze thrice, you lower your gaze four times. After that, what They're different. And where certain cultures are trying to impose their worldview on the rest of the world and saying that if you don't adopt this worldview, you are actually backward. We are here to tell you, please stick to your own morality and your values and hold them dear and close to you, because those that were taught by Jesus and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Moses, may peace be upon them all, are morals and values that are very high. They will carry you into the hereafter, into paradise, whereas there are chunks of people who don't even believe that there is a hereafter, and we tend to follow them. Where is Muhammad in your life? Where is Jesus in your life? Where is Moses in your life? May peace be upon them all. May peace be upon them all. We are people with high values and morals. I'm standing here, I am so well dressed. They ask me, why do you wear a scarf? I say, to inspire the sisters. If I can wear one, why not? Obviously, that is just said on a lighter note, but it means something. Look at my dress code. In my country, Zimbabwe, when they see me, you can ask Sheikh Umar, they say, Jesuania. What does that mean? That means Jesus has come. They say this man looks like Jesus because we are dressed according to what we were taught. Right? This is the dress code of those who would like to get closer to the Almighty. It is not a compulsory thing to wear as a Muslim. No. Islam does not tell you wear this or that. It tells you what to cover and how to cover it, and then it leaves it to you. Do it how you want. You cover, that's it. You are a good person. But nowadays we are paying a price to cover. I want to tell the youth we are talking to, at times it's worth paying that price. It's worth paying the price. I don't mind. Threatened to lose the job, I lost it, no problem, let me go. Guess what happened? I told you, there was a sister who lost her job because of her hijab. That's where we were, the story, remember? She started online doing something, and this is one example of many. Sometime later she told me, you know what, I've made so much of money, more than a salary that I would ever have gotten, and at the moment we have business upon business upon business. I was talking to Brother Wael about another sister who started selling hijabs, and she has a multi-million-dollar business. In how long? Short time, huh? Wow. Without even mentioning who she is, okay, let's leave it. But it's a multi-million-dollar business in such a short time. What did she do? She started selling things online, and it went on to stores and so much more. You know what? You can do it. You need to be determined. You need to be focused. You need to keep trying. You need to contribute. Maybe in Uganda and in Zimbabwe, it might not be that a certain type of technologically advanced sale may work, but in whatever way it's working, let it work. Here in our country, sometimes maybe online sales might not be working as much as other countries, but at least you can advertise on TikTok, you can advertise somewhere on social media, they will see your product, and who are you? You are a person who hasn't even come out of your house. You could be. And how much did you make? You make millions, subhanAllah. You're good at it. By the way, not in shillings, in dollars. May Allah bless you and your nation, and your economy and your country. May Allah Almighty grant you peace and stability. Peace and stability is a favor of the Almighty that He has bestowed upon those who care for it. And if you want to care for it, let me tell you what needs to be done. You need to respect each other with your difference. That's when you will have peace and stability. If you don't respect each other with your differences, look at the example of what has happened in other places where they started bickering and hating each other. In this country, there are people from all walks of life. No one can actually look down upon the other and insult without being a fool themselves. If you love your nation, you need to know I'm different. I belong to another faith. But I will not say a word that is belittling to a person who's following a different faith altogether, even though out to deities besides Allah, besides God Almighty, because they will then insult you as a result or mock at you as a result, and it will create chaos. Who created the chaos? The foolishness of the one who thought he was right, so he could mock at others. As much as I have seen people of other faiths come and mock at the Muslims, look at the comment section on some of the posts that emerge in some beautiful nations. It is worth concern. It is a worthy, meaning it is a matter of concern, where we see comments of people who say, these people are Satanists, they worship the devil, they do this. What are these people? Wallahi, we are teaching goodness, purity, harmony, coexistence, love, peace, stability, security, growth. What else are we teaching? Have we come to this nation to preach any hatred? Never. Have we come to any nation to preach that you should fight with one another? No way. We are honorable people who will come and tell you, please, let's live all together as humankind, because we need to celebrate the difference and at the same time discuss it if it may be in a respectful, honorable manner. But I am also a citizen of the nation. I'm a citizen of the nation. If you do not learn to respect one another with the differences, and why do I say differences? We will never be the same. Amongst each religion or each denomination, there will be differences. And then there's bigger differences between the different faiths. Among the Muslims, there are denominations. Not all are one. Sometimes you sit and, as you are flicking, I do spend a certain time of the day to find out what's going on. I have a very good FYP. You know what's an FYP? Yes. See, the older people who are sitting near the front probably don't know. The younger ones at the back and the even younger ones at the top, you know what I'm talking about, right? So, when you use your phone in the correct way, normally what is suggested to you by artificial intelligence is clean things, things that you are normally interested in, what you've spoken about. The minute you do some dirty things on your phone or things that are this way and that way, that is what it keeps on telling me. I had someone recently, they said, I went to propose to marry. So the girl asked me, can I see your phone? Why? I just want to go through your TikTok FYP. What's the big deal? Okay, look at it. You're not going through anything else, just FYP. There were so many dirty things, one after the other. She said, look, I'm not interested in marrying you. So I said, how can you use it against me? Because it's just a phone, it's a suggestion. She said, I have studied algorithms and I can tell you that your mind is dirty. The brother is saying, please can you talk to her and convince her that the way she does me is haram. So I said to him, I said, my brother, please, if someone doesn't want to marry you, you can't force them. I cannot shove it down your throat, you know? I cannot shove it down your throat. But what does it teach us? It teaches us that the world has changed. The world has changed. You use your phone in a good way, wallahi it will guide you in a good way. I was saying, sometimes when you are flicking, you notice some of the comments, are they not alarming to show you how we have degraded across the globe? There is a lot that needs to happen. We need to be people of spreading goodness. We need to spread values. We need to spread mutual respect. Because you know what? Look at the wars happening across the globe. Many of them, what are they connected to? Yes, politics, if you ask me, but also connected to the fact that people are not prepared to respect differences. Rather, don't shove your opinion down my throat, please. Let me dress how I want. I will care for you, I will contribute towards your success, but I'm not going to remove my clothing. Thank you very much. I promise you. My sisters, it's a challenge. It's a challenge to dress decently. You know why? There is peer pressure and pressure of societies and communities. I started off by congratulating those who create content that is positive. I started off by congratulating them because for the content that puts pressure on you to behave like it end up doing things that you don't realize are actually silly at times. Very silly. Where did you get it from? I got it from the phone, from social media. Surely we should be investing in those who are doing the right thing. That's why I say, anytime you are on social media and you see a good post, interact with it. Because the algorithm works in a way that the more interactions, the more that post will be viewed. So you like it, you forward it, you comment, even if you just put a little heart. Good teaching. You get a reward, you contribute towards community's development in the true sense. What's the point of having people who are maybe earning, but they have no values, not at all. So they will not be content, they will not be happy, they have no God in their equation at all. Because once you remove God from the equation, your hereafter is cancelled. It's cancelled. To put Allah in your equation is very important. I said a few days ago in a speech in another country that if someone were to ask you, is Allah in your equation? The correct answer is, Allah is my equation. That's the answer. Allah is my equation. Everything else is by the way. We are here to tell you to live in harmony. We are here to tell you to empower others and you will be empowered. We are here to tell you to live together with one another in a way that you care for each other. You know, Islam gives great importance to the neighbor. So much so that the Prophet, peace be upon him, says, the companion said that he was speaking so much, no, the Prophet, peace be upon him, says that when Angel Jibreel came to him and spoke so much about the rights of the neighbor that he actually said, I thought he might say, when you die, some of your wealth needs to go to your neighbor. But that didn't happen. Why the neighbor? Because a community is made up of neighborhoods. The neighborhoods, each one has a neighbor. If you are good to your neighbor is good to you, and you are good to one another. You are living in a community where you love to live. Have you not seen those who live in certain suburbs? Each one takes care of the other, right or wrong? But when you live in a suburb and a community where they don't care for each other, they hate each other, they talk bad about each other, you are driving home and you can see the eyes on your car are sticking onto your shoulders. That's how bad some people's eyes are. They are looking at you as though they would love to see your tire punctured. And brother, I'm only driving a Toyota. We are not the fortunate few who might be driving a Rolls Royce, right? And then they are wishing that my tires are flat just by their eyes, the way they look like this. I don't like to live in that neighborhood. I want to live in a neighborhood where, hey, mashallah, how are you, brother? Everything okay? Like they say, when you go to the mosque to pray for Allah, if you ever see someone come to the mosque, make them feel comfortable. Welcome them there. Because don't say negative words. That house does not belong to you, it belongs to the Almighty. When you welcome someone there, you have developed community and society, brought people closer to God Almighty. They feel like coming. They will come for the next prayer because they say, those are my brothers, I miss them. Wow, subhanAllah, I miss them. But when you go to a place where they are looking at you, oh, what happened to this guy? Look who's here today. Can you see this guy? He actually came here to the mosque to pray. I'm sure he has a problem. Did you read the newspaper? Did you see the article online? He has a court case, that's why he's here. All these comments, what are they for? If there is a court case that brought you to the mosque, you are more than welcome. I really don't. I will pray for you and we love you and we trust you and we hope that everything goes well. So this is the thing. Are we going to be a force of positive growth and positive contribution, or are we going to contribute negatively? It's important for us really. It's important for us really to consider what we would like to be and what we would like the generations to come to be. Well, just before I came, I'm thinking of my father. And I was thinking to myself, my father, a very disciplined person. He gets up every morning very early. He sets a time for praying. He has a time for this. He has a time for breakfast. In fact, a little tea with some small biscuit or two in a certain way. And he's been doing it ever since I know. And then he has his breakfast. He does a little bit. He washes up, cleans up, goes to work. Now he's retired, but he used to go. And he works very hard, comes back in the afternoon for lunch. He has a little nap after lunch, gets up and teaches the children I was among those whom he taught. Sheikh Omar Piri was among those whom he taught as well. My father has taught us. He is my colleague and my senior. And to be very honest with you, I tell myself, where is that generation of dedication? We've lost it. Don't you agree? Your fathers were more dedicated than you. They were disciplined. They worked harder. Don't you agree? They were more focused. So what happened to us? We are working hard, according to us, but we are less focused. With me, I need a little bit more sleep sometimes. I need to rest. So I will get up for Salat al-Fajr, read it, and I will tell the guys, you know what? I need to rest. Give me at least 1 hour. I need to knock out. My father never did that, but I'm doing it. It shows that what? I'm not on that level. Those machines, you know, those old motor vehicles, 1970, when they bash into a Toyota Corolla 2024, the 2024 is almost finished. The factory has a small bump on it like this. Have you seen that? Have you seen that? Yes. Brother Wael Ibrahim drives a Tesla in Perth. A Tesla. I don't even want to say what might happen to your car, Sheikh. Allah protect you and your vehicle. Then they say, MashaAllah, Tabarakallah, so it's ayn, it's not from me, inshallah. Right? Allahumma barik. But with people, the next generation, our fathers have invested in us, and our mothers have invested in us. With us, we are still busy enjoying the world, but we have kids who are crying for us to invest in them, but we are busy enjoying life. What am I doing? Taking pictures of themselves and posting online, and their children are crying for attention. It's not fair. I need to realize what is the balance here. I cannot be a person who is living a fake life. I have to live reality. Your children, you need to invest in them. We are young here. As you grow older, be disciplined, get up on time, work hard, go to work, come back. Money will not come to you so quick like this. You need to work hard. When you earn money by your sweat, it is the most blessed money you ever have. You don't need to be the richest man, but may Allah make you rich. You don't need to be the richest woman, but may Allah make you rich. In your path, you will find contentment when you have the correct values and morals, and you have a connection with your Maker. You will lead a life of happiness and joy and contentment, but you have a small home. Alhamdulillah, I have a small home, but I'm happy. But when we live a fake life, we forget that for you to be where you are, someone invested in you. Who are you investing in so that the next generation can lead a better life? Yes. I am here today because my father invested in me. These people who are calm are those who are connected to God Almighty. Do you not agree? They are connected, they are just sitting and chilling. They say, you know what, what's going to happen to this flight? It's shaking. Well, you know what, we are either going to make it on the ground or we're going to make it into heaven. What else? Right? But the person who's got no connection to God, they start screaming, yelling, they don't know what's going to happen. And it was only turbulence. If you ask me, I fly about. When there's turbulence, just take it in your stride. 99.999% of the time, nothing will happen. It's just movement. Nowadays, it's a bit more because of the global warming and whatever else it is. So the young man says, what about that 0.001%? I said, look, we are looking at the positives, you're looking at the negative. That's the generation today. Worst case scenario. I don't want to look at worst case. I want to look at best case scenario. And if the worst case scenario happens without me having looked at it, it happened and I'm already in Jannah sitting and chilling, waiting for Wael Ibrahim. Allah grant you goodness. It's a sign of love, baby. It's a sign of love. MashaAllah. Dr. Muhammad is feeling left out. Okay, you can join us too. These are my brothers. My brothers and sisters, wallahi, the whole purpose of my coming here is only to remind you and I, wallahi, we should be responsible. The youth who are there, be responsible. I know it's exciting sometimes. I know people want clicks and likes and follows. They feel validated. Don't drop to the degree where your wrongdoing seems validated to you because of likes. I tell you something. social media, you all will agree that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to social media. I'm sure you would agree, based on how much we've used it and how we've used it. I can tell you, when you do something silly, perhaps you might get 1 million and 1 billion likes. And when you tell people the right thing, 5 people will say, yes, you are right. Some people might even shout you and admonish you to say you are living in the 60s. It's okay. Does that mean that you need to start doing silly things for validation? That's what the new generation think. So we are here to tell you, don't think like that, because you are going to waste your real life based on the fake online life. The people you are comparing yourself with, they themselves do not exist. Because you know what? There is something called filter. A filter. A filter what? The other day I was showing Wael Ibrahim, I said, why, look, someone looks unwell here. It was a guy who wanted to look like a girl, and he made his lips like 20 times the size that he gave. And he just, I said, what was the point? What do you want? It's because the trend that is created makes you feel like your lips are not good enough. I promise you they are. You can also kiss. Inshallah it will work. Don't worry. So long as you're kissing the right person. Agree? But don't fall for the trends that are silly just to get likes, because you will end up losing yourself. The person whom you are comparing yourself with, that person doesn't exist. Because they themselves are filtered. They are looking at you and saying, wow, look at how good looking this person is. And you are looking at them and saying, wow, look at how good looking this person is. Without realizing that it's happening both ways. It's happening both ways. I remember a couple that I met. This is a true story and I want to end, right? They were having major problems and they came to me again in a first world country, and they said, you know, we have this issue, this issue. I said, but you guys are on social media, you are so happy on social media, showing the world how you are hugging, you are kissing, you are walking together. They said, no, it's just a business partnership. Because we need to earn money from social media, we pretend like everything is okay, but in reality, this marriage is almost broken. We are here to ask for that. So I'm telling myself, hang on. You mean the whole world has in the comment section, goals. Have you seen the word goals? They say goals. You know what goals means? For those who might not be Gen Z, let me tell you what it means. It means we want to be like that. That's what it means. Well, if you want to be like that, come to me. I'll show you who they are and what the real life is. You don't want to be like that. You get my point? So remember, look your life. My small heart, wallahi, that I own, that is better for me than looking at someone else's palace and losing sleep over something I'm never going to get. Let me enjoy my little heart for now. It's an amazing thing. And that's why sometimes when people do not have God and Almighty in the equation, what happens? They can't sleep at night. They cannot sleep. But someone who has a connection with God Almighty, they hit the pillow and in 2-3 seconds they are knocked out completely. May Allah give us all good and sound sleep. Say Ameen. Ameen. Allah, it's a gift. So, inshallah, we should all be responsible. We should all help one another, contribute towards causes that serve morality and values, faith and belief in the one who made us, contribute towards understanding each other, protecting one another, being there for one another, and learn the art of difference of opinion. I have dealt with so many people who don't agree with me in so many things. Every time I've been very respectful. Sometimes you sit and you watch people, the only thing they can do online is talk a lot of rubbish about others. That's it. They say so many things, one after the other, a third, a fourth. You know what? Study their lives. They are doing nothing. That's what Allah chose them for. Allah chose them to talk about other people who are doing the hard work. That's what it is. So what should you do? Don't focus on them. Haters will hate any one of us. When you are successful, a sign of success is that someone has to be jealous of you. Yeah. Why are they jealous? They are jealous because you have something they want and they don't have it. If they had it, they wouldn't even be jealous. So you have something. Thank Allah. Don't be depressed regarding jealousy. Thank Allah, oh Allah, you gave me something. At least I know that's why they are jealous. Nobody is jealous of a person who has nothing. So if you are saying people are jealous, it means that you have something from the Lord Almighty. So thank Allah for that. My brothers and sisters, I haven't finished saying what I want to say, so guess what? Can I give you the good news or the bad news? What do you want first? The bad news is I have to end my talk now, but you want the good news now. Because I haven't finished, I have to come back to Uganda. That's the good news, right? And the question I leave you with is, when should that be? When? Tomorrow. Why not today? You let me down, so I'll keep it next year, inshallah. Now, may Allah bless you all. I love you all for the pleasure of Allah. And I really truly feel the connection. I am a person, I pray, what you see is what you get, inshallah. And we should all be even better than that. I don't claim to be the best of people, but I try hard. If we try hard, we will always be good people. Even those who hate you, excuse them, they don't know. They're not in your equation at times. They can hate while we continue with love, and with love we shall change the world. So, may Allah Almighty bless you all. أقول قولي هذا وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.